Good morning.
Hi.
It's Whitney and Kelsey.
Yes.
Back again. We're so excited to be here on this smoky Monday morning.
I know.
We have some fires up north.
Oh,
Do we have any down south?
Yeah.
I don't know. So we're getting just a little bit of smoke. So it's not as pretty as it could be, but it's still a nice day.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting started. I want to know if you can hear us. So go into your go-to webinar control panel and go to the questions tab. And then type us where you're at, what the weather's like, that you can hear us is probably a good comment to make.
Definitely.
I want to know where you're at.
Perfect. Frank can hear us.
Okay. Washington, D.C. Hot and humid. You know, I've never been to Washington, D.C. Anaheim. Hot and sunny.
See? That's where I want to be.
Ogden. Hey, Kevin.
Perfect.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh, this is awesome. Okay.
I think
Alan's in St. George, Utah, and he said it's really hot.
Okay,
We get that.
Yeah, isn't it like triple digits all of the time?
Oh gosh,
in St. George.
Perfect.
All right, we've got people from all over, New Orleans, Canada. All right, great.
Welcome.
Welcome. So before we jump in, I have a question for you. We're going to do a poll. So I'm going to bring it up. I want to know, have you installed the IQ panel too? Because I want to make sure that what we're talking about is relevant. Wow, we said the same word, like the same way. So if you already know your stuff about the IQ panel too, then we'll go a little bit deeper. If we've got a lot of people who haven't really seen anything about the IQ panel too, we'll make sure that we cover you too. So let us know. Okay, we're getting a good combination.
Yeah, this is.
60% so far say yes, they have installed the IQ panel too. And it's for an end user, right? Not just like, I don't know. Yeah, for yourself. Okay, 60-40. Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Good to know. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to jump right in. So we're going to talk about the IQ panel too, of course.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. Sorry. That's why we're here. So we are Qolsys, and we believe that quality of life is everything. And so we put that into our solutions that we create. We're a technology company, but we're also a software company. And that's really what sets us apart from other manufacturers that you see out there. We knew we couldn't produce the best technology without the best partners. They kind of make or break you sometimes. So what you see here is all of our partners: QUALCOMM, Android, you've probably heard of them, Johnson Controls, Verizon, AT&T, and TELUS, Alarm.com, and Foxconn. Foxconn is the largest manufacturer of consumer electronics. So all things Cisco, Apple, Xbox, PlayStation. They're probably one of the biggest companies you've never heard of before, and you probably use a lot of their products. So that they help our panel look sleek, amazing, pretty. Yeah, it looks current, right? Qualcomm, they're the company that invented LTE. So you want to talk being on top of the best technology in the world, Qualcomm's got to be part of your partnerships. Yeah. We love Qualcomm. They help us be future-proof and stay relevant and current. And then we have Android. Who hasn't heard of Android, right? Mm-hmm. Android is our operating system, our software platform. They were developed by Google, of course, and they allow us to be nimble, and we leverage their power of development and their work across the globe. So they help us be moving fast, and if something changes, we can help. Yep. Yeah.
We have a question on Android.
Sorry, Jeremy's here. I didn't even tell you that. Sorry.
So the question on Android is it only for Android phones, or can you use it with an Apple phone?
That's a good question. So we're going to talk a lot about how you can use the system with your phone. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Android,
That's
Apple.
The best part.
Yeah. Yep. You can download the app. We'll talk about the Alarm.com app. They are our back-end support. They're also one of our partners. And you download the app to your phone. I'll grab my phone. Not so I can play on it, but so I can show you the app. And you would download the app onto your phone, and Android or Apple.
Just any smartphone.
And then you've got remote access. So it's fantastic. Let me, of course, now that I'm like nervous, I have to find it. There's alarm.com. I have to put my thumbprint on. Oh, no, I have to log all the way in. So I guess
grab mine.
I won't be showing you mine. Here's Kelsey's. But we'll talk a lot about the app and what you can do with it. It helps us be remote. And so if I forgot to leave my garage door open, because I do that, much to my husband's dismay,
I'll let you know.
Yeah, it'll tell me, I get a text, and then I can actually close it myself. So the app is fantastic. Yeah. And using alarm.com and Android helps us a lot.
Interactive.
Do we have any other questions on that? partners? Okay, great. So first thing we're going to talk about is Moore's Law. And if you don't know what do you know what Moore's Law is?
Mm-hmm. I
You want
do.
to explain it, or do you want to do
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Moore's Law is basically that our technology will get better and faster, but it's going to get smaller and smaller. And we've seen that proven true in our
That's why I
cell
should grab
phones.
my phone. Yeah, no, you do.
I remember the
way
cell
thinner.
phones that were like,
The brick.
yeah, they were like
Just
8 inches
so
long. Like
The long antenna. Yes. Uh-huh.
Phones that had the antenna, you had to like, what was the motion? You had to close it with your chin, and then you like slapped it against your hip to close the antenna, and then it would still. Yeah.
That's
Okay,
like,
I might be aging myself, but
it's true. It's just changed so much in the last
I know,
10,
and
15 years.
now our phones are so small and they are so sleek. And then you come to the alarm industry, and holy cow, brick city, right? You see big plastic pieces, rubber buttons. Here's kind of an example of what you're working with. And it's kind of, we've missed the boat a little bit with technology and how it's supposed to be getting smaller and sleeker. But we are working to change that, and we'll talk about how. We believe that there are connected devices everywhere. It seems like everything has an app. You have washing machines that have apps, refrigerators, grills. That was something I learned this summer.
That's funny. Did it just tell you when the temperature?
Yes, it would tell you the temperature, and it would tell you when your meat was done in theory, which is kind of funny. But just because you have an app doesn't mean it's smart, right? It's got to be connected to an ecosystem. If my grill can't tell me when it's done and then turn off would be brilliant.
Yeah.
Or if my fridge could automatically order stuff for me or something, I don't know. Or if my washing machine, if it could fold stuff, that would be a smart device. So we wanted our devices to be part of an ecosystem that kind of had a ripple effect. So when I disarm my system, my door unlocks and my lights turn on. And
or when you leave, your thermostat's turning off or down. Just different things to make it
complex
smart.
actions, right? Makes it easier to live, really.
Mm-hmm.
So our smartphones, when I walk into a Best Buy, maybe I should say, I look at technology that's out there, but if it doesn't match what I feel like my phone is, because that's what I interact with more than anything, then I'm not going to pay for it. It's got to be on clearance if I'm even going to think about even getting it for my kids. I won't get them something that I don't feel like will last, or
what's up to par with what we're using now for smartphones.
Totally. It's got to be current. No one pays top dollar for old technology. And if it is, you want it to be on sale.
Mm-hmm.
So our smartphones are the benchmark. So when you put something on a wall, if it is big and bulky, you might have someone say something about it.
Yeah.
And we don't want that. And touchscreens are just everywhere. I'm wearing one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of Jetson-like, I guess. Do you know the Jetsons? Or am I dating myself again?
No.
Oh my gosh, that's right. You don't know the Jetsons?
No.
Ah, Jeremy, do you know the Jetsons?
Of course.
Was it Rosie? She was the robot?
The robot.
All right, so I'm gonna obviously
We're gonna learn
inform
after.
her.
Kelsey, the Jetsons was a cartoon when I was a kid that was basically about a family that lived in the future.
Okay.
And it was all that
Yeah,
they had a lot of
teleporting?
really cool things that like stuff that happened for you. And so people would get really excited. And now
Funny.
people are talking a lot about Jetsons, you know, is becoming a reality because all the stuff that they were talking about back in the 50s, 60s is now happening.
So crazy. Yeah, touch screens really are everywhere.
We're apparently gonna spend the rest of the day showing Kelsey the Jetsons.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
So Jetsons.
The IQ panel.
The IQ panel. The touch screens are, when you go through the airport, you see them. You get McDonald's.
That's what I was just gonna say. You're creating your own menu at McDonald's now with the touch screens.
So weird. And they've had the soda machines with touch screens. They're everywhere. And if you're trying to offer a touch screen in a security environment and someone says, I don't need that, I just have my phone, what do you think they're gonna do when their phone dies? Or when someone needs to get into the house and they can't access it because their phone is dead or something like that. You need somewhere to access. You need something to be the hub of your system, right?
Right.
In our industry landscape, it's changed a lot, but I mean, on the left there, you can see a lot of panels that have been in the industry for years. I started, almost 13 years ago in the security industry, and I recognized some of those panels, and troubleshooting them on a rubber button keypad, you have to hit star, pound, hashtag. I don't even know what that button is anymore.
Combinations.
Secret combinations. That's right. And a lot of these, and there's a lot of them are still being used today, and that's not bad. And any one of them, not one of them, sorry, resemble our technology that we have in our pocket.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a no-brainer. If it's in our pocket, we should be able to have that for security. I wouldn't feel safe if I didn't recognize what was on my wall. And other companies have attempted to penetrate this space, and a lot of them have been really successful, but they still present less than perfect solutions to what our consumers expect. And so it's kind of, we put ourselves in kind of a tough spot in our industry. And our market is changing, right? We've got new players coming in, new people trying to penetrate our space, and they're trying to talk to our customers. And because they've got technology that's, sorry, I'm gonna put that down there. And they're going direct to consumers. So they're talking directly to our customers. Yeah. And they're completely competing with us, whether or not they realize it, whether or not we realize it.
It's true.
But you've got companies that have done thermostats for years and years, and now they're coming into security and things like that. And we have to adapt. If we don't adapt, we're going to get left behind, and we can't do that. And so we've got to find a solution that will adapt with us for the change of the market, fast pace. As a business owner, if you decide all of a sudden you want to change your business strategy, you've got to have a solution that'll do it for you, and it'll help make it easier for you to compete. And so here we come, Qolsys, with our first generation panel. And we had a lot of firsts for our industry, and it was completely revolutionary. A lot like the iPhone. That's why you see the iPhone. When the iPhone came out, it was the very first touch screen, and it was a little bit bulky.
Right.
Right. Yeah. I remember. Well, now, I guess
then we thought it was so sleek. It was perfect, though.
I wanted one so bad.
One. Yes.
I didn't get one, but I wanted one so bad. And they had a lot of industry firsts, and everyone was, I think, a lot of people were skeptical that it was really going to be a thing. You know, like, oh, we don't need that. It's too much like the Jetsons, Kelsey. You know, so with our first generation panel, we introduced so many new things to the market. We introduced a 7-inch touchscreen, an appified experience, built-in panel cameras to every system, Wi-Fi and cell dual path connectivity, software updates, custom text-to-speech, and multilingual support in a single SKU. So we had all these things that were so brand new and so excited, and I think the market loved it.
Yeah.
Because it was the first introduction to your cell phone. A lot of these things felt familiar. Mm-hmm. And they knew what it was. Software update, people knows what those are.
Right.
Wow, know what those are.
Same with the camera, right? We now expect cameras to be in our cell phones.
I know. Uh-huh. And I want it to be a good camera.
Yeah.
It can't just be one. If my person's moving and I'm trying to take a picture of it, has to be able to take a picture. Do we have any questions, Jared?
Nothing.
Okay, you've got it handled.
Keep going.
He's answering questions live too. So our competition saw our first generation panel in 2013, and they kind of scrambled to catch up. So they took features we implemented using Android, and they attempted to replicate it, but they've encountered some hard times with it. And while they were busy trying to keep up with us, lo and behold, in 2016 ISC West, we launched IQ Panel 2. And we basically said, you guys have a good time catching up with our first generation. We're going to be over here down the field a little bit further doing brand new stuff.
Yep.
And they were
shocked.
It was kind of a fun show that year. It's been a fun show every year. So the IQ Panel 2 is our complete flagship product. We are so proud of and have invested so much into our IQ Panel 2 and building it into something that you would be proud to offer and a customer would be thrilled to have. Mm-hmm. And I think that's shown in some of the awards we've won. ESX Innovation 2016 winner and Tech Vision Challenge winner also in its group. And we're constantly trying to make it
be
better.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about IQ Panel. So here's what is inside. I love this slide.
This was big at ISC this year.
Yeah, people wanted to see the difference. They wanted a really good visual. So hopefully this helps you kind of see how we stack up to everybody else. So on the right, we've got a list of things that IQ Panel 2 offers, and we'll talk a lot about them. But we have live view, built-in camera, disarm photos, LTE Wi-Fi dual path, On-screen tutorials, Bluetooth touchless disarming, my favorite. Encrypted sensors, Power G, HD touchscreen, alarm videos. It's less than an inch thick, if you can believe that. Built-in glass break detector, built-in motion detector, built-in LTE cellular, Z-Wave topology. I can never say that.
I know.
And advanced sensor testing. So that's really a few.
That's what I was going to say. The list could literally go on.
I think I've actually seen a list or a slide that has this. There's a lot. I promise there's a lot. But this is just our favorites, if you will. And we've got all those check marks. No problem. We got this. We got that. And when you look at our competitors, I mean, I think the proof is in the pudding. Is that how that phrase goes?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it speaks for itself. Not only does it look a lot different, but I mean, on the inside, it's got a lot to offer. So let's see what we've got. So Qualcomm Snapdragon chip, system on a chip. With this, so Qualcomm is one of our partners, right, that we talked about. They invented LTE. So you've got LTE, and that helps. Oh yeah, we've got a panel here that's open.
Open it up. So this is the system on a chip. And this is how our panel's so small. Right?
Yes.
So everything's built on.
From my understanding, it's the Qualcomm Snapdragon. Without that, all those different cell cards would be separate. I don't think cell card's the right word, but all the different technology would be bulkier and stacked on top of each other. And so you've got the LTE chip, Wi-Fi, AC, which is faster, more reliable, Bluetooth, BLE, touchless disarming, my favorite. I might be saying that a lot. Built-in access point, and that reduces truck rolls, and Android 5 Plus for compatibility.
Yeah.
So it makes using this Qualcomm Snapdragon chip, it makes it faster, better connection. It allows for better technology, and it makes it so that the system is really DIY friendly if you choose to make it that way. And it allows for daughter cards. So we've got, well, I guess we have
again. Oh, yeah. Do that.
Okay. I just knocked over my water. So we've got daughter cards on this chip. We've got the Z-Wave Plus and S-Line encrypted 319.5. That comes standard. And then we've got image sensor cards if you want to add an image sensor to a panel. And an opportunity for a Power G card as well.
Which we'll talk about later.
Don't worry, we'll get there. So, and then in that SRF slot, you can also put 345, 433. We'll talk about that too. Yeah. We're really excited about that. But it all fits right there on that chip. Super small, super sleek. And it makes it look great on the wall. I mean, you can't beat how the panel looks. You really can't.
It's pretty.
And when you add photos to the photo frame and stuff like that, it can show family photos. It makes a difference. When it comes to a consumer, they might not know all of the really cool things inside that make the system so powerful. But when you look at it, oh, it makes a difference. And when I go and I look for new technology to put in my house, and I walk into Best Buy and I'm looking at, a tablet or anything like that, if I can't figure it out within a few seconds, if I don't like the way it looks, I walk right on by. I don't even stop.
Well, that's the perfect part too, is it's so intuitive that because we have smartphones, we're used to touching, we're used to swiping to see the different pages or whatever it may be.
Yeah, it's not, I have to know a secret code.
Yeah.
To see what it can do. I know right away that, it feels familiar. And here's kind of an example of how the panel works. So it's slide, touch-based. It feels like an app experience. Yeah. And really, because we use our phones, you can figure the panel out in a second.
I remember, I was just thinking about this as you were talking. My very first time seeing the panel, I think we went out to lunch. I came over to visit.
Yes.
And Jeremy put me in front of the panel, and he's like, okay, now arm the system. And at first it was a little intimidating. I'd never actually really touched a system.
And you've been in the industry for years.
For like 5 years, yeah. But I was able to do it in just a few seconds. I mean, that's how easy it is.
I mean, I was the same way. I didn't touch a panel until I first started here, honestly.
Yeah.
I had one, I just didn't know. I was scared of it.
That's what I was going to say. They're kind of intimidating.
When all you see is like panic modes and then numbers, I didn't know. I didn't want to touch it because I didn't want it to yell at me. So I didn't. But with this panel, I mean, it's easy.
You want to touch it and play around and see all that it can do.
It's really nice.
We got a comment here.
Comment?
Johnny says it stays simple because it doesn't add extra screens you're not using, like lights, locks, thermostats, etc., until someone adds that device. That's a really nice feature.
Yeah, you're totally right. And I think we'll talk about that.
Yes.
Right? That's on another slide.
Yes. So, I mean, we can talk about it now, too.
Yeah.
So as you swipe through pages, every panel, we have a panel here. I think this one is built out a little bit. But every panel comes with the ARM page. And then when you swipe right, you've got, I think defaulted, I think it goes straight to the panel camera, right?
Yes. Yep. So your disarm photos.
You have nothing paired. So you don't have security devices, Z-Wave devices. And then when you add a light, the light page appears. If you don't have a light, you don't see it. Garage doors, same thing. Z-Wave locks, same thing. So it's really simple. You don't get confused by stuff you don't have.
Yeah.
Makes it customized almost. So the customer's getting their personal experience, not some random thing.
Yeah, they don't have to use.
Oh, I didn't even talk about that. Oh my gosh, Johnny, you got me sidetracked. It was a good comment. Thank you. So the other thing that we did, which is probably one of my favorites too, is we looked at the alarm.com support, and we looked at the app and how it works through the web to the panel to the phone and to the watch, and they're all typically you kind of get a different color experience. So you don't know, one time the ARM code is blue and then on alarm.com it's red, and you don't know what's happening. Where on our experience, we made it so if it's disarmed, like this panel is, it's green. Green always means disarmed. Yellow always means arm stay.
Here, I'll pull up my alarm.com
so you can see it.
So look. There you can see. So you'll see that it matches.
So when you go from one interface to another, whether you're on a computer, a watch, it's all the same. You don't have to know some secret password on different variations, different technology.
Yeah. Which
is super nice for a customer. So the first thing that matters is looks. We always care about what it looks like. No one wants to admit it, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
And the next thing is LTE Wi-Fi dual path. This one is probably one of the most important things for your customer and for you as a dealer, but you probably don't realize it. So it helps keep your panel connected to the cloud. I just lost my train of thought.
Right, so the alarm.com cloud is really fast.
Yes,
so
that's what it was.
Yeah.
With LTE, it helps it stay fast and connected, and it looks for LTE signals and Wi-Fi signals at the same time. So if LTE is moving faster, it connects via LTE. But if all of a sudden Wi-Fi picks up, then it switches to Wi-Fi. And that is why connecting to Wi-Fi is so important. So you've got that dual path. And then the other thing that it offers is software updates. Software updates are huge now.
Yeah. We're always getting software updates to our phone. So it makes sense that the same thing was happening to a system.
Yeah, I know I don't ever read the details of my software updates.
I don't either.
But my coworkers do. And they always know what's happening, what's changing, and all that kind of stuff. So I learned from them. It's actually opened my eyes a lot to what my cell phone company is doing to make my phone improve and be better. That's what we do with the panel. You might get a software update and see the UI completely change for the better. You might get a software update and it unlocks new features. Now, I don't know.
Well, there's new ones coming, right?
We're going to talk about some of those. So we'll mention the ones that are coming with software updates. I think most recently, Live View and Live Answer became available. Those are huge things, and we'll discuss them later. And they all came over the air. You didn't have to roll a truck. You didn't have to install anything. It's just done as the customer does the software update. It's great. And you have redundancy, flexibility. Your performance is improved. It's what keeps the system working so well. It's like when you have a car and then you don't put the oil in it and then all of a sudden it breaks. That's like dual path with that if you didn't have dual path. It seems like it's okay until it's really not.
Yeah.
I was a part of, at the dealer that I worked for, they had to do the 3G it wasn't the 3G, it was the 2G sunset.
3G upgrade.
Yeah. So I was actually on the phones calling customers saying, hey, we need to come out and replace your panel. They did not love that, and it was not fun to be on the receiving end of that. But with LTE and Wi-Fi, you're making it future-proof. So it's going to LTE, Verizon said, I never remember the year. What is it, 2030?
Oh, yeah. So LTE should be good by 2030.
So that's how long the panel's good for. And by then, you're going to want a new one.
Yeah.
I get a new cell phone I want a new cell phone every year.
I know. But every 2 years.
So we have a question.
Go ahead.
If LTE does end up going away, 2030, like you said, will the Wi-Fi still connect to the cloud and keep the panel working?
Yes, right? That's my understanding.
That's the best
Absolutely.
part, yeah.
So Wi-Fi is so important. It keeps the dual path, so the redundancy, right? Connectivity. But if LTE all of a sudden shorts out, or maybe the customer doesn't upgrade and LTE is gone for some reason, Wi-Fi will still be your capture for it.
Which we're seeing. All the first generation IQ panels were on 3G. And as 3G is going down in different places, Wi-Fi is still working, and Wi-Fi will still continue working on those first generation panels. Whereas other panels that don't have Wi-Fi, when the 3G sunset occurs,
They're gone.
Yeah, they won't have any connectivity, whereas IQ panels will still be able to live.
And we have no data on when Wi-Fi is going away.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Probably never.
Probably never.
Yeah.
So the first one, looks matter, dual path connectivity, LTE and Wi-Fi. And then my favorite, Bluetooth. I'll try to not fangirl so
We
much.
could talk about this one forever. There's so many things.
Between the two of us. So Bluetooth, we won't get into that. So Bluetooth touchless disarming is exclusive on the IQ panel too, and you leave your phone in your pocket, and the Bluetooth does everything for you. It connects automatically to the panel, disarming it when armed away, and then you can even set rules so that when it disarms, my lights turn on, the door unlocks, and it allows for a really seamless experience. Here's a video.
And it might lag a little bit, but it'll give you the idea.
I experience this a lot. I've got a toddler who doesn't really like to be put on the floor, so I'm always trying to juggle him and my purse and like my Tupperware from when I bring my lunch home from work. And so it's really nice to be able to walk into my house when the system's on and not be scrambling and like jostling my kid. And I've got a 2-car garage, and so I'm really close to the wall when I park. So I'm trying to like run everything. So I love that I don't have to deal with it.
Geofences is one of my favorite because I'm still trying to teach my husband to use the system too. So I finally added geofences to his. But what it does is when we leave our geofence, I think I have like a 3-mile circle around my house, I get a notification if it's not locked. Yeah, so it'll remind me. I know I'm in an apartment, so I don't have a garage, but I know people that have garages. It'll remind you that the garage is still open, right? So you can get lots of notifications to make sure everything's turned off and ready to go.
Yeah, and then you can do everything from your app. So if you forgot to lock or arm your system, do it from your phone.
Yeah, that's the best
If I
part.
forget to close my garage, I can do it from my phone. My husband will never know. And that's the way I like it.
Yes.
Bluetooth acts kind of as a replacement for key fobs, which is, from a dealer perspective, I would love, because key fobs aren't necessarily always a really secure option, where Bluetooth is a really good alternative, and it's free. Yes.
So there's a question, is that a security risk? What if she was being held up?
Oh, Craig. It's a fantastic question. If I were you, I would pay attention to who my consumer was and decide whether or not Bluetooth is an option. You don't have to do Bluetooth. You can turn it on, you can turn it off. If the customer decides 6 months down the road they want it or they don't, turn it on or turn it off. Not a big deal. If security risk, I know some customers that don't want their wife to have Bluetooth, but their husband's okay with it.
Same thing with like kids.
Yes.
So it would be maybe you and your spouse have Bluetooth, but not your kids, so that you actually have to see when they come in and disarm the system.
This is kind of one where you've got to decide for you as a dealer and as to your consumer and decide whether or not it's the right answer. It was right for me because even working in the industry, I didn't use my system, and this was a really great way to get me to use it, just because I like to go for walks, and I never even locked the front door because I didn't want to carry car keys. And it got me to actually interact with the system, and I didn't have to do anything. Right. So I had a high interaction and a low dissatisfaction because I wasn't accidentally hitting the wrong button and sending for police or something like that.
And the best part too is if you happen to lose your cell phone, you can turn off the feature on alarm.com.
Yeah.
Just
and
online.
Honestly, if I walk 5 steps without my phone, I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Yeah, you're gonna know when your phone is missing before you know when your keys are missing.
Absolutely. That's our stance on it. I hope that helps make it a little bit more clear.
Oh, perfect. And something to remember is this is where we went, it's iPhone, Android, any smartphone
Yes.
that has Bluetooth can be paired with the panel.
Yes, so you're not limited.
Yeah.
And you can pair up to 5 smartphones. And it's smartphones, not smart tablets, because we figure tablets are going to be left at home more often.
Right.
Let's see, do we have other questions?
I don't think so.
So Kevin, hopefully that answers your question. Android, irrelevant. Apple, irrelevant. It'll work no matter what, so long as you have the Alarm.com app, and you are good to go. And that one only works in away mode. I almost forgot what I was going to say again.
Yes.
I do that a lot.
So
and there's circumference, radius. Is that what I'm looking for?
Yeah.
I am so lost with my words today. I apologize. So when I arm my system away, I have 10 minutes to get out of a 60-foot radius of the panel. So if I arm the system and then I walk out my door and I'm kind of fiddling in the garage for a little while, I have 10 minutes to get out before it'll disarm automatically. And using the Alarm.com app, I can get notified if it disarms, and then I'll know, and then I can arm it automatically if I need to from my phone.
Yep.
Let's see.
So here's a question. If you use Bluetooth disarm, is there an audit trail of which phone disarmed it? Alan wants to know.
So notifications, right? So if my phone disarms using Bluetooth, I'll get a notification.
And you can also hear it on the panel. It'll say, system disarmed by Whitney's iPhone or things like that.
So these are all really great things to offer as you're going through the sales process and marketing to your customers, because they're brand new and they are completely different from any other panel that's out there. That's what sets IQ Panel 2 apart. Looks matter, dual path connectivity, Bluetooth touchless disarming. These are the things you want to talk to your customers about to get them to understand this is the panel you want to invest in. Future-proof, technology current, you don't want to miss out on this opportunity with this panel.
Right.
So that's Bluetooth disarming. I think we're
good.
Okay. The next one is the 5-megapixel panel camera. I really like this one too.
Yeah.
There's so many things to like.
And again, you're getting a camera with your panel. So it's built into every system, takes the disarm.
That's probably my favorite point, is it's built in, so your customer's getting interaction with the camera all the time. Every time the panel's disarmed, you can get a photo. Disarm directly from the panel face. So if you've got children who don't have Bluetooth set up and they're disarming with a code, it'll take a snapshot of their face, and you can see if someone's sneaking around with them. Or if they used the wrong code and gave it out to one of their buddies or something. You can get a picture. I can get mine on my watch or my phone or an email. And but the great thing about this as a dealer is you then can market back to your customer 3 months down the road and say, hey, you had 3 months experience with a built-in panel camera. How do you like it? Do you want another one? See how there's a sales opportunity there?
Definitely.
Image sensor opportunity. You've got opportunities to say, we're ready to upgrade. How do you feel about it, kind of thing? Or now we're running a special because it's your 3-month anniversary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the built-in panel camera, again, you can see on any platform. It also does 4-minute videos when it's in alarm mode. So that's really helpful. The other thing is the roadmap.
Yeah.
Oh,
we have a lot of things coming.
So again, because we leverage Android, the chipset, all those different things, and all of our partners, we're able to think about the future more without having to do much to the panel directly with software updates. So disarm photos on your settings access, right?
Yep.
Streaming camera. If you want to see what's happening live, just put it somewhere that you'd want a camera. I have mine in my kitchen. So I can actually see what's on a table stand.
Okay. But you get a good view, right, of what's happening in your kitchen.
Yeah, so I can see my whole kitchen and the back half of my house. And that's where all my windows are. I don't have any windows on the front. It's all in the back. And so alarm videos would be really nice to be able to see. Motion detection is really great for the placement of my panel too.
Right.
And then potential image sensor, video chat with support. I would have loved that.
Cool. Yeah.
I mean, when I was I would have loved that. And then video chat with your secondary panel as well and the mobile app. So there's a lot of ideas and things that we could do. And we're so excited that we have the technology to maybe do it. It's not a, well, that would be nice. It's a, no, we have everything in place that we absolutely can do that.
Right.
So built-in panel camera. Love that one. Do we have a question?
No, I think we're good. Jason's doing a good job.
Oh, encryption. Oh, this is another one I really like.
Yeah, and this is important, right? Encryption, it's adding that extra layer.
Oh, totally. And you've got a security system. It's got to be secure.
Yeah.
It can't just be some fuddy-duddy plastic on a wall. that may or may not look great and I may or may not love, you know. So we made our S-line devices, and they're all encrypted. They have one-way encryption. It prevents replay attacks. It's backward compatible for 319.5, and it's got a long battery life. So our encrypted devices, when you walk into your distributor, gold boxes are your golden ticket, if you will.
Right here.
Nice.
Thank you.
So we've got a whole line dedicated to encryption because we take it so seriously, and here's a fantastic reason why. Hacking in the news. Companies that are paying people like Forbes and Wired, and they paid an analyst to hack security systems. So the tech industry kind of thinks security is a joke because they can hack a security system. Yeah. And it's they can hack it and then get into the home. Remember years ago, you might not remember because I'm old, but they were
the devices.
Burglars.
Oh, yes.
Were copying garage door opener signals. And they would once the person left, so they'd open the garage, the burglar would hit record, and then when they left, they'd replay the signal, open the garage, walk right in. So and that's basically what they're doing to a lot of panels. And half consumers, like this quote, rate privacy as their greatest concern about connecting devices, but 40% have experienced privacy or security problems with a connected device in the last year. That's a little scary. So we want to walk into these situations, and as a dealer, I would want to walk into these situations basically saying, you don't want this system because you can hack it, and that's bad because they can get into your house. And your security is serious, and we take that seriously. So we offer encryption, and encryption is that extra layer of security. And this is all the different ways that we did that. Android SE, built-in firewall, cloud token authentication, secure connection. There are so many different ways we did it. Every way we connect to the cloud or connect to a device, it's encrypted. So it needs a signal coming from a device. Here's a device. So a signal opens, or a device opens and closes, and it sends a signal to the panel. It needs a password for the panel to receive it. Without a password, it doesn't work. And the panel rejects it. So we take it very seriously. And Bluetooth is encrypted as well. Z-Wave devices, visual verification, that's a heavy player with the built-in panel camera. Yeah. You can see who's actually disarming your system. That's important.
Well, we have a whole list of devices, and then we're continuing to add to those too.
I can't even keep up with the devices.
I know.
They had
There's
meetings.
Always new things.
All the meetings. I can't keep it straight. So we're constantly trying to build it up for you guys so you can offer any kind of solution that your customer wants. And encryption, I mean, if you guys are familiar with the security industry at all and other companies, a lot of these encrypted devices can be large. We're talking, I mean, you can see the picture. And then ours is small. It's powerful encryption in a small device. And we didn't lose anything that we offer with our regular devices. So you've got a lifted antenna so that you can mount it to a metal door, which is pretty new still. We've got a rare earth magnet so that on a house like mine, where I've got weird molding. I didn't even realize the molding was weird
until
I tried to put devices up. I'm like, wow, this is a little strange. But you have a 1 inch, I don't even know how big an inch is. What is it, like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it lasts for a gap. So for funky moldings like my house,
it'll still work.
It works just great. And you don't lose any of that with our encrypted devices. Some of the other devices you might. So we tried really hard to make sure that our encryption is as powerful as it possibly can be. Do we have any questions?
No. There are a lot of questions about live answer and live.
Okay, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Live view, live answer, we're coming. So here's well, this isn't our whole line, but here's an example. Gold boxes, that's what you're looking for. That's your golden ticket encryption. Forgive the pun. So the first one, can we remember all of them? The first one is looks matter. The second one was dual path.
Yep.
Bluetooth.
Encryption.
Nope. It wasn't encryption. It was a built-in panel camera.
Oh, we did talk about that.
And then it was encryption. We always get it confused.
I know.
Then the built-in glass break detector. There are two, I was going to say megaphones, but that's not right. They are microphones on the bottom of the panel. Hopefully you can see that. And what we did with those is we used those to be a built-in glass break detector. So it's listening when in away mode.
Yes.
It is listening for the sound of breaking glass. And the thing I like about this is It's built in. So you have another opportunity to go back to your customer and say, hey, you have a built-in glass break detector. Let's add another one.
Yeah.
And then it makes you a little bit more strategic about where you place your panel. Maybe putting it in the, I mean, I guess in my house it would be the laundry room that connects directly from the garage. People have mud rooms.
Yeah.
I'm not that fancy. We just have a laundry room. It might not be well served there, so we moved ours into the kitchen where, again, all of our windows are back there. And it's just a great upgrade.
Yeah. It's
potential.
A great talking point.
Yeah, and then with software updates, we can constantly improve the frequency it's looking for breaking glass. So if someone drops or if something, I don't know.
We always said a dog barking.
I remember dogs
barking, clapping your hands.
Keys dropping. They've
yes.
made it so it actually is the sound of breaking glass, and it's constantly getting updated through software updates, and it's constantly improving. So built-in glass break detector is a big one. Love that one. Advanced sensor tests. Oh my gosh. I didn't know anything about advanced sensor tests. And then I had to do the tech training 3 times.
I learned a lot.
I learned a lot. It's not your fault, my fault. But I learned a lot even through just reading through it. And advanced sensor tests are really cool because we're able to measure the wireless noise that's in a house. And I didn't know that. I didn't know there's wireless noise in a house because I can't hear it, but our panel can. And sometimes that can affect the sensor's ability to connect with the panel and for the panel to hear it. And so this sensor test will actually tell you if that's a problem. And if it is, you can fix it.
That's what I was going to say. It's perfect for technicians because they can check this before they leave.
It's
know that everything's working.
It's built specifically for the professional installer.
Yeah.
So if someone has, sometimes you have an install where you're like, why is this door sensor not working? I don't get it. What could be happening? Enter advanced sensor test. You can see it.
Yeah.
And then you can fix it. And instead what we're doing is we're putting in sensors that are like, I don't know what's wrong. And then you leave and then you have to go back 10 times. I've talked to those customers too. They're not happy.
Yeah.
They're not happy at all.
So this is just removing all of the hassle.
Yes. And you can access it in alarm.com toolkit, remote toolkit, I think is what it's called. Yeah. So you get it right before you leave, and you know you get it right by using the advanced sensor test. And then along with that, we've got diagnostics. This is for Z-Wave, and holy cow. Now, it's my understanding you can buy a device that will do this too, but it's like upwards of $100.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah, but this just comes from the panel.
Built in.
Yeah.
I mean, we are a fan for helping you guys out and making sure your install goes flawless as possible. I don't know if there's another way to prove that to you than this, right? But the Z-Wave diagnostics actually allow you to see a map of the Z-Wave mesh network. So every time you add a device, it's creating a mesh. The more devices you have, the stronger your network is, right?
Yep.
But sometimes you get that one device that just won't work right and you don't know why, so you're just hitting pair. Is it going to work now? Please work now. Please work now. I want to leave. I want to eat, you know. Yeah. But using the map, you can actually see, well, that device is going from here to here to here to here to here to here to the panel instead of going in a straight line. So you can fix that. We have a question.
So we've got a few questions. Going back to the glass break.
I'm sorry. I'm going really fast.
What is the range on the glass break detector?
15 feet open air for the glass break detector built in. This one.
And then the other question is, does it only work in away mode?
Yes. It only works in away mode.
I was going to say, again, people being in the house,
it's easy.
Barking. Yeah.
It's easy to have a false alarm if you don't. Yeah. My little yappy dogs would set that thing on
all the time.
All the time. All the time.
Yeah.
If the bird flew by the window, I'd have a false alarm. So, and I drop a lot of stuff. I dropped my charger like 15 times walking in here. It's ridiculous how much we drop stuff. So it's important that it's only in away mode.
Perfect.
Okay. So next, understanding your system health. This is imperative for the consumer because just like your phone, you can see what's happening with your device. Is my Wi-Fi connected? How is it connected? Is it strong? Is it not? Are my daughter cards working? Are my system working? My panel glass break, is it working? I'm curious. You can run those tests and you can see. So if you get a customer who's like, I don't think it's working, I don't know what's happening, check it. No big deal.
And I was thinking the panel glass break test, we have an MP3 that we downloaded on the dealer portal.
Yes.
So that you can test it right there.
And you can show the customer how to do all those things, and you can show them your system is in great health and here's how I know. And we're going to walk through all the different ways that it is in good health. Now did you have a comment?
Well, there's a lot of companies out there that will try and sell you a glass break detector you have to buy a separate device in order to check to test your glass break detectors. You don't have to do that here. We've got a simple clap test on the panel, as well as an MP3 that you can play that allow you to test it. So you don't have to spend, you know, $50 to $70 per technician for a glass break detector that adds weight to their, you know, tool belt, things like that.
Right.
So,
and that dealer portal is going to be a massive aid for you. If you log in, register to be a dealer, log on to the dealer portal, you've got marketing assets, you've got tech training, sales trainings, you've got videos that you can show customers through the sales process and things like that. You've got so much that you can do. You've got things you can print off and like leave behinds for the customer. And we're constantly adding things. And we want to make sure that you feel like we're on your side through the sales process and we're here to help. And that's why we do things like this. And we want to make sure you know about the dealer portal because we're here for you and we want to help. And we're going to build in devices into your panel that you don't have to pay extra for because you don't have to. And we would like you, so we want to add that. Okay, moving on. We've got on-screen help videos. This is a fantastic one because you get a lot of the same questions in the first 90 days.
Yeah, simple things too. How to arm your system, how to
questions I had for
users.
Years.
Yeah.
But I didn't know where to go and I didn't want to call because I don't like to call. I don't know why.
It's waiting on hold maybe. There's lots of scenarios, but they're all on the panel.
Yeah, you just touch play and then it'll walk you through how to arm the system, how to add a user, things like that. And you can add your own videos if you would think there's something we missed or you would just want to add a introduction to your company.
Yeah.
You can add your own and you can add them via micro SD card. And then you can also brand the panel. I was trying to skip some words there. So when you, what is it? Alarm.com silver level company. You can add your company's logo to that little icon.
It'll replace the envelope icon with your company logo and company information as well.
Yeah, so you've got the panel here, and up here in this little corner, you see an envelope with a little alert icon, and that is where your company logo will show. And then if you touch it, all of that is your dealer information now. So that's really handy for marketing your own business inside of a home. You want the customer to know how to get a hold of you so that if they have a problem or if they need something, they can talk to you. Yeah. Yes.
Does everyone get that logo?
Alarm.com silver level customers only. So it's your partnership with Alarm.com. What level you sit with.
Silver or better.
Yes, silver
or better. So contact your Alarm.com rep, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they can help get that set up.
Yes. And then there's lots of other things that you can do too. Oh, there's your dealer information. I guess I skipped ahead. You can put your logo on the panel directly using the photo frame app. And it's not an app. It is an app. On the panel here, I can show you. It's under, if you slide down, it's a photo frame. And then you can add your own. There's a little add button. You insert a micro SD card here. And then you can put your own stuff. And it doesn't just have to be a logo. It can be a referral offer. Do you have a referral program? If not, let's talk. We can get you one. If you are running a special, talk to us. You want a glass break or do you want a built-in camera or camera? Not a built-in one. You already have one of those. But you can offer that. And then it comes with photos already. So it's got customizable photos. Every time my mom comes to visit, I add photos of her. Because she thinks it's funny. And I always have photos of my family and things like that. It just makes the panel feel more like a photo frame.
Yeah.
And less it just something that's randomly on the wall. I like feeling like it's a part of my decor. Mm-hmm. I like to pretend that I know what to do with my decor. So I like that.
And home billboard.
Yep, and home billboard. Branding. Let's see. Oh, enterprise messages. This is one of my favorites too because as working for a dealer, I feel like we had a lot of opportunity to do this, but we never did. Well, I think we did a little bit, but I was never involved in it, so it never happened in my mind. But you can actually push messages to your customers. You can actually say things like, hey, your payment is late. Welcome to ABC Security. Do you have a question? Call me. Things like that.
And they'll push just as notifications.
Mm-hmm. And that's silver package and above. Double checking. So that one's really cool because it increases your connectivity to the customer. We've got on-screen videos. Mm-hmm. And then built-in language translation is one of the really cool things that we can leverage using the Android platform. So you can flip from different languages.
It's so easy.
Yeah, we're going to show you because it's just that simple. So you're on the home screen, you slide down, and then you touch the world icon, and it's done. See how easy that was? I mean, it's literally it's not even two touches. It's a swipe and a touch.
Really fast.
keep doing it too like aggressively. So translation is easy.
Yeah.
We currently have got French and Spanish on that. We've got IQ Remote. It's our secondary tablet. I love our secondary tablet. I have 2 in my house.
You can pair, yeah, I have 1, and you can pair up to 3.
Yes,
right?
up to 3. And it repeats your chimes, your voices. It offers full security and Z-Wave control. Yeah. And it comes with a table stand or a Walmart. Yeah.
Table stand or a Walmart. Yes.
You talk now. I've got cotton in my mouth. Again, there's so many other things we can talk about. This is just a few. These are the things that matter to your consumers. These are the things that you want to talk about with your consumers that will make the difference in your sales and marketing process. And so we are constantly adding new things, and we're constantly trying to come up with the next great thing. And we feel like
I think we've done it.
I think we did
Let's talk about the roadmap.
I think we did it. So our roadmap. Okay. We are offering dual SRF. I'm so excited.
With Power G.
Yes, with Power G.
Don't forget Power G. Yes.
Sorry, I guess in my head that's like part of it. So you can get a panel that has 319.5, which is the Qolsys. Oh, this is a different one. 319.5. Thank you. Which is Qolsys and Interlogic's Legacy, right? So if you are a dealer who's looking to take over systems, or you walk into a house and they've got an older system, this is kind of your, just pick and choose your flavor is kind of what you choose. So I've got 319.5 with Power G. I've got 345, that's your Honeywell and 2 gig option. I'm just gonna keep stacking these and eventually you won't be able to see my face. And then you've got 433, which is your DSC Power G series. And this, I'm so excited.
I know.
So Glenn wants to know.
We're gonna have so many questions.
Which panel will work with DSC 433?
Red. Red.
And then Glenn also wants to know which one will work with the Demco transmitters.
Oh, a Demco.
A Demco is the company that owns it.
I know. I was like, who is that? That's silver.
And the best part too is each box will tell you what it's compatible with.
Yes. So if you're confused, look at the bottom. It'll tell you. It'll say legacy support for 345 megahertz, Honeywell, and 2 gig. So if you're confused, just look at all the different color options. We kind of cover everything. And this makes it great because with Power G, it's a total game changer.
Yeah.
Power G has a range of 4 times of what you're currently seeing, and it's massive. We did tests at ESC.
That's right. Yes. ISC and ES6.
I'm done. I know, right?
But it literally went, we were in the back corner and they went out the door into the parking lot.
At ISC.
Yeah, and ES6 was even farther.
I did the test at ESX.
Did you?
And I walked a long way.
And it still worked.
It was incredible. We did it 2 different directions. And I was a little bit like, oh, cool, 4 times, that's neat. It's far.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's far. But then the other thing, because we take encryption seriously, getting my tongue twisted so bad. Power G is 2-way encryption. So where S-Line does 1-way encryption, so the signal sends a password basically to the panel. Power G does it twice. So it needs a password to get out of the device and a password to be received by the panel. That's really dumbing it down, but I hope that helps kind of visualize what the difference is there.
We have a question. Jonathan wants to know, will you offer the Power G radio separate to be able to update existing IQ panels already in the field?
Jonathan, that is a great question. As of right now, no. That's not going to be an option right now. So if someone wants Power G, you can upgrade them. But yeah, that's as of right now. No.
Yeah.
Yes. Then this is the IQ Panel 2 Plus. Sorry, I don't even think I ever told you the name of it.
We were just so excited.
I jumped ahead of myself. IQ Panel 2 Plus. Obviously, with Power G, it's just the IQ Panel 2 plus Power G. Done. So hopefully that helps. Do we have any other questions?
Okay. A lot of questions about live view and live answers.
Okay, great. My computer froze, so the PowerPoint is going to freeze.
Okay.
But let's talk about live view.
Yes.
Live view is offered. It was included in our 2.1 software update, and it's the ability to view Alarm.com cameras directly on the panel. Let's see if my computer's working yet. Okay,
great. That's fine.
We had a video to show you.
I know.
And you're in it. Oh, no, not in this one yet.
But indoor and outdoor cameras, right? So there's 3 cameras.
This is handy for me because I could be making dinner as I get ready, or as I prep dinner. And then I can go straight to my panel, which is in my kitchen. And I go to my camera and I can see what my kids are doing downstairs. My kids are young. I'm worried about them, you know, taking a permanent marker to the wall. So I'd like to check in.
Yeah.
So that's a really great way that I like to use it. That's live view. Question.
So live view, could you use live view as a baby monitor?
Yes.
You could.
It's not going to alert you.
Well, explain it. How would you
So you would put it in your child's room, right? And then make sure that it's paired to the panel.
I would do it as, yes, you make sure it's paired to the panel, and I would use it specifically at nap time.
Yeah.
Or bedtime, right when I lay the kid down, because the panel, I'm not going to be at my panel all of the time, but when I put my kids to bed, that's when I clean my house. So if I have it up on my panel screen, I can keep checking it and make sure my kid is still asleep, because that's like mom's sanity moment, and I want to make sure they're asleep. So you could, but it's not going to alert you if there's noise there or something like that. Like I know some baby monitors do.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not going to give you the kid's heart rate. I think does that.
No, because you'll be able to see the baby, right? You'll be able to see that everything's okay.
When will Skybell video show up on the Qolsys screen?
Ooh, how about right now? How do you feel about that? So 2.1 also gives you live answer. So when the doorbell rings, you can actually answer the doorbell directly from the panel, and you can talk to the person at the front door, and you can let them in. And you can,
it's really the same as your phone, right? What you're doing now with the app, you're going to be able to do directly from the panel.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I haven't done that one yet, but I want someone to come over so I can do it. I haven't done it yet. I don't have a lot of visitors, but that's live answer. So hopefully between live view and live answer, that kind of questions.
So if you have an alarm.com video camera that has voice capabilities, can you also hear and talk to them?
Yes.
I wish we could show the video, because it would be the perfect answer to this question. Yeah. But yeah, you can. So you
haven't done that yet either.
Directly to them. And make sure that you talk to your alarm.com rep. These still are needing to be.
It's still frozen.
Yeah, sorry.
The great thing about being able to talk through your cameras is, for me with my kids downstairs, I can actually yell at them and say, hey, stop doing that.
Right.
Sorry, my computer is still frozen, and we're trying to kind of fix it. Anyway, that's live view, live answer. Let's see if there's anything else.
Last one is
the install wizard. This one's so
again.
Exciting. I just got a phone last year, and of course I want another one, but I got a phone last year, and you go through the setup process, right? So it tells you connect to Wi-Fi. What do you want to name your phone? Connect to cell. Connect to connect your contacts.
And this is doing the same thing. Yes. It's gonna be the setup. Make sure your panel's updated, right? Yes,
it's going to walk you through every step. So it's going to set it up. It's going to give you connect to Wi-Fi, because that's terribly important.
For updates.
Then it's going to have you do your security devices. So pair your devices, which literally I think it's 4 touches on the panel, and then an open and close, and it's paired. And then you can give it a name, and the panel will speak it, and it's fantastic. And then you connect Z-Wave devices, Bluetooth devices, add your users, and then test it, and your system's good to go. So if you are a dealer who has toyed with the idea of getting into the DIY market or has never considered it, now you can, because it makes it so simple. Pull it out of the box, you have a wizard, and you just go through every step. And for the professional installer, it's a no-brainer. We just made it so much simpler.
Yeah, really fast. And then again, you test it before you leave, and you know that everything's set up properly and good to go.
Yep, and you're on to the next install, and you know you never have to go back to that one unless they're upgrading. Yeah. So you can increase your productivity in your installs just because of a wizard. It's fantastic. So that's everything. Do we have more questions?
One question was, when can you do live view from the panel camera onto the app? And the answer I just gave was, we're working with alarm.com to get that into the app. We're pushed all the stuff to them, and it's just a matter of them building into a version of the app at some point.
Okay.
Well, I think
we'll stay on for a couple more minutes. Thank you so much for joining us. I know that you guys are busy, probably especially on a Monday afternoon. Go have some lunch, take a break.
Yes.
Let us know if you have more questions. My email is Whitney, like Whitney Houston, .white, like the color, at Qolsys.com.
Oh,
this is Kelsey.
Do this really quick too. Before you leave, answer this question. What is the most exciting part of the IQ Panel 2? Choose all that apply. And then,
what's your favorite? What do you think is the most exciting?
I like Bluetooth. Yeah. Just because not having had a system, it got me familiar with it. It got me to use it. And I like I said, geofences. I think there's a lot that can be done with that.
I know that for me, walking into Qolsys, knowing the experience that I had before, the first thing I was excited about was the way it looked. That was the very first thing that I was like, ooh.
It looks like an iPad.
I like it. Okay, well, thank you so much, you guys. Please take the survey, give us feedback. We want to know what you thought, how we can improve, what you liked, what you didn't, and what we want to talk about next time. So,
and we have a tech training
next Monday, same time, 2 hours. Send your tech teams. They can ask questions live and get live answers. They'll go through programming. You'll get a bigger in-depth look at all those tech tools we talked about, advanced sensor tests, Z-Wave diagnostics, and any issues you've run into or you think you're a little bit hesitant about, you can ask them. They are top notch. Yeah. They're amazing. I think we're
good. We'll stay on again, answer a few more questions.
Yes.
And then we'll be posting this as well.
Yes, we'll send an email with the link. So come back. We'll see you next week. And thank you. Oh, we have another question?
No, I was going to say, I just sent the link to everyone for next week's webinar if they want to join that.
Please join us.
So that's in the chat. One other question was, when can SkyBell and LiveView and things like that, when is that all available?
It's available now. It's on 2.1.
Make sure
2.2. Sorry, I was like, wait a minute, that didn't feel right when I said it. 2.2. And when you get access to the dealer portal, dealers.qolsys.com, and when you get access there, the very first page you'll see is going to be a list of all of our, oh, hello, sorry, the computer just showed my face. It kind of startled me. It'll show you what's new and what's happening. So you'll see a TSB on the latest software. And if you ever need to figure out which software you need or what's on it, that's the place to look. So we'll keep you updated through the dealer portal on anything like that. 2.2, live view, and live answer is.
And do they have to do anything for that, or it happens automatically?
You need to talk to a youralarm.com rep. So make sure you reach out to them and get added to the list for all these features. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still considered a beta or a soft launch of those two features, so they just need to be opt into the program.
Yep.
So
if you're not getting those, just talk to youralarm.com rep.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Have a good day, you guys.